Howdy everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Faab Five campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around my virtual table today are Alyssa, Joe, Jeremy, Koines, and Kyle. Say hi, everyone.
Hola.
Hello. Yo.
Now, don't have a whole lot of announcements for this week. I'm just going to remind everybody that we are back to our regular schedule with Debauchery Circus at 3 p.m. and the Faab Five at 7 p.m. every Monday, and then Random Game Night every Wednesday. We have a bunch more content that's going to be coming out and going to be announced further on down the line. But before we do that, I do just want to say that Random Rhapsody as a whole 100% supports Open D&D. And while what's going on in the D&D verse is a little concerning, honestly, for the most part, it's not going to affect us and our games a whole lot because I can run these stories with any system. It really doesn't matter. What's important is us just hanging out, having fun, and playing together, and so we're going to do that no matter what happens. But other than that, yeah, that's really kind of it. We've got a lot of content coming up here really soon that we're going to be announcing in the months ahead. But to keep up to date on everything we're doing, you can follow us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. And that's going to be it. So join us now as we dive into Loroupa and continue on with the adventures of the Faab Five. And we're back. So when we last left off, the Faab Five had finally arrived at the ancient Tabaxi ruin known as Siolin Revar. Hidden deep within the elven territories of Mythica, the ruins were blocked off and warded to keep an ancient titan the elves called Ambar'belthor in a state of undead slumber deep underneath that ancestral settlement. Unfortunately for the elves, in recent years many more creatures had been attempting to escape the cursed land, so in desperation the elves had contracted the Erudite Conclave to assist them in uncovering what had changed and to try to stop it. After examining the outskirt ruin and taking magical measurements of the ambient arcane energy, the squad queried the Molmelda about what they knew about the cursed land and what lay beneath. And while Alnad and Kumna were hesitant at first to speak on these matters to outsiders, Blood managed to convince the pair to reveal everything their order knew. With the truth about the World Ender now fully revealed, the squad and their companions hightailed it through the ruined settlement towards the cliffs at the opposite end, where the Molmelda had directed them. There they found a narrow and jagged crack in the rock, from which that strange and twisted necrotic energy seemed to radiate. The Conclave researchers began to set up for their investigation, but almost immediately Liam, Blood, and Eloise climbed their way through the razor-sharp entryway and into a wide cavern filled with what appeared to be petrified teeth. And so, Faab Five, once inside, your group was almost immediately attacked by strange tentacled monsters hiding among the ceiling stalactites. The battle wounded several of you, quite a bit. But in the end, you were victorious against the horrible creatures. Over the course of the battle, you also discovered that damaging the ceiling seemed to cause the partially petrified whatever it is to react. Mm-hmm. A fact that seemed to cause Master Ohm some serious anxiety. With the creatures finally defeated and Eloise able to be pulled out from underneath one of the dead ones, you all take stock of yourselves and your surrounding, and as you do so, a question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, if your character could go back in time and change one thing about their life, what would it be? And Veil, since you're the one who rolled, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Let's see. Day 3 of my time on this top side, as you call it, as I call it. I remember being at a crossroads inn, reaching for the door handle and gazing upon what I know, seeing a tabaxi, a minotaur, a yanti, and a human. I would have reached for the handle, paused a moment, and turned around and walked away.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
That's fair. That's pretty damn fair. Okay.
And arrested without representation some other town.
Probably. Okay, Eloise, what about you?
Well, I would say falling off a mountain because that shit hurt, but then I wouldn't have gotten the affair that I have, and he wouldn't have sent me out into the world, and I never would have met these guys and made friends and gone on adventures. So I don't think I'd change anything about my life.
Literally the opposite of Veil.
Yeah. Literally the opposite. Okay. Blood from a Stone, how about you?
Well, now that I know that Veil loves all of us so much more, I suppose the obvious would be to not allow my brother to talk me into coming to the very place that we are now. That's kind of put my life on a much different path, and who knows where I would be if we hadn't been so foolish. So I think it's pretty straightforward. Just don't try to sneak into Illimithicka. This is a shithole.
Interesting. Okay. Apollyon, how about you?
Well, you know, there are a lot of decisions that we've made here on our little adventure that I do regret, but I think the biggest one is I should have banged Grovy Bear. I totally should have waited in his inside of his tent for him to come back and just been like, "Hey, big boy," and we should have got it on. That is my only regret in this life.
Fuck.
It's very healthy, though.
I mean, yeah.
Very Apollyon.
That's very Apollyon, 100%. Okay, Liam, how about you?
Well, I suppose, knowing what I know now, I never would have handed over that glaive. Would have had it on my purse and could have saved quite a few more lives. Yeah. Should have turned against Grood sooner.
That's fair. But, you know, learning, growing up and living your life is all about learning from what happens. So you at least learned a valuable lesson and you've come through it a much changed person. Okay. Well, Faab Five, as I said, most of you are now inside a very large cavern that very suspiciously looks like a mouth. There are tall, teeth-like objects, stalagmites almost, except they line the edge of the cavern and are fairly uniform, but they do definitely look more stalactite. Like, you know what that fossils, they're not actually bones. They're the stone's memory of a bone. It's the stone filling in, and yeah, it's an imprint, and the stone takes the shape and it remains. That's kind of more what these look like than anything else. Definitely that dark stone-like material, pointed, but it's at places cracked, and a few of them is broken apart as well. But you can still, your mind keeps going back to that same vision, an image of teeth, of molars, of a long leathery tongue in front of you that Apollyon is kind of casually standing next to right now. On the other
Eloise,
side,
we gotta get the hell out of here. Can you squirrel up? I'll take you out with me.
I think I have another. I think I can do it one more time.
Blood's just gonna
Why is
whistle
there
to
so much
Apollyon.
stuff open?
Like, hey, get this
Yeah, I
fucking
think you
thing
only
off
used
me.
one wild shape to try and get in here, and that failed.
Wait, did she
Yeah,
get
you've
out
only-
from underneath the roper yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, your group would have been able to, by this time, come over and lift it off of her so she could
Yeah.
climb up.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Blood's under one too. That's why he said he's like Apollyon. He's like, can you get me out here, buddy?
You know what, Apollyon, just give me an athletics check. I want to see how well you do this.
Maybe while Blood's pushing from below with his 8 strength. Don't feel too bad about blowing a rage here to get advantage, bud. 22 still good.
I didn't need it. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't need it. With ease, you just walk over, lift it, and just lift it up, and Blood's able to climb his way up and out.
Yeah. Get up,
It,
kind of
you
pat him.
rolled my screen's not refreshing for some reason.
22, 29. Yeah. Those dice
I
are
think
awesome, but
refresh
they
will do
do
anything.
drag things down sometimes.
Yeah.
How
I
about
should
you
be
can
still
flip
raging
my
at this
squirrel?
point, right? Or have we been standing here for a minute?
You've stayed here for at least long enough for your
Yeah.
rage to go away.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's been more than 6 seconds.
I'm a
What'd you
flying
say,
squirrel
Alyssa?
now.
You're a squirrel?
I'm a flying squirrel.
Flying squirrel.
Well-
Are we collecting anything from these things for them?
Their heads.
The heads are kind of like their whole fucking body. He'd be saying this to
Do
Veil
they-
through the
do they have
crack.
ears?
They got tentacles
Or
and they got like
tentacles, yeah, we could take tentacles.
big fucking eye.
So Veil, for your perspective, like the Conclave researchers have all now come over to the crack as well, and have all been kind of looking in there and seeing what the hell's going on. Kumna and Alnad have stepped backwards by this point and seem to be conferring with one another, and your just big horde of 8 zombies are all just kind of clustered together, not really knowing what to do.
Is there room for me to try and attempt to get out of here with Eloise on my shoulder?
I mean, when you walk up to the crack, you definitely see all these eyes kind of peeking out into the crack and looking at you and like looking to see what's going on. You can also see Master Ohm. Master Ohm, once the battle is concluded, he did step back and he seems to be looking up and down at the wall very thoughtfully.
Get out to the way! Get out to the way! It's a mouth! I don't want to be in here!
Oh god, why are you
And,
so loud?
Vale kind of holds a hand up and says, "Mr. Ohm, are we supposed to be entering this mouth? Should they stay in here, or should they attempt to retreat out?"
He
Trying to get out.
uh,
29.
as you say this, kind of he turns to look at you, and he still has that thoughtful expression on your face as you see Liam just do like a somersault out of the teeth.
Real slippery.
He tells you, well, we know for sure that this is the source of where these things are coming out from. And from what I can tell, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. We're definitely going to have to be sending a group in there to check it out, and by that I mean the Delvers on this assignment. But do we need to go deeper right this second? Not necessarily.
All right.
Not if we want to confer for a few moments.
Veil will take a couple steps back to let some move some egress through the crack. Open up the egress.
Should we be cutting some of this stuff apart? Do we need? Do you want some of this shit? I mean,
What, the ropers?
yeah. I mean, we're collecting everything else. I mean,
Yeah, might as well.
How big's the eye?
It's relative. It's like softball sized.
I would say grab they're singular eyes, correct?
Yeah. So imagine a stalagmite. They're about 5 to 7 feet tall, depending on how big they are. It looks like that, except now that it's been moving around, it has a big wide mouth and tons of teeth. It has a giant eye above the mouth, and it has tentacles that are just dead and drooped. And you can all look and see now. There's actually 6 tentacles on each creature.
Okay.
But like it's. Matt, you could like cut right underneath the eye and get like maybe a 2-foot section off of it.
of the eye.
Of like if you go underneath the eye and just cut, what's above that would probably be like a 2-foot section of flesh, is what I mean.
Yeah. All right. So I would suggest grabbing the eyes from them. That way, you know it's from one of the creatures. They can't say, well, how do we know 2 eyes aren't from whatever?
I'll
Similar to
remind
the
you
dragon
again, we're not on official conclave business, as we've been reminded multiple times.
But
You
they
yell
also
this through the
did tell
crack.
us- They did tell us that we could
Well,
sell.
I'm
shit.
talking
We
to
get it.
Veil.
That's true. Blood, Apollyon, what are your passive perceptions?
22.
Mine's a 10.
So, Blood, you have ridiculous dark vision, and you also have ridiculous passive perception. And above you on the ceiling, towards the back, about halfway from where you are to what you're guessing would be a tunnel.
Oh my god, there's a uvula.
I mean, yes, actually, there is a dangly in the middle of that opening. That first you might mistake as a stalactite, but it could have been a uvula. But what you do see, Blood, on the ceiling, high above you, towards the back of the cavern you're currently in. We'll call it a mouth, since that's what you all are saying this is. Not my words, but yours. But but you do see like movement.
There are teeth and a desiccated tongue. It's a mouth.
And
This was the mouth of the creature. The fucking elves would have known that, and they would have said something.
I'm not sure they would.
So what? Do you think this
I'm
is
not
a
sure they know.
butthole?
This is not the big bad that's going to destroy the world that we were so easily just able to crawl into, like it was a fucking, jumble house. This.
What
That,
if
Yeah,
it's
but
like
it could just be
in some
sleeping.
sort of deep sleep? Yeah.
yeah, and then they said deep underground. This was fucking at ground level.
We
You don't know
walked
how
through
big
a
it is.
portal.
It could be-
Terror
it could
in
be standing
reality.
up.
All right, everybody. Blood sees something.
But anyway, as you're all like arguing amongst yourselves for another 5 minutes, you did see movement and up on the ceiling among the stalactites. Now, when you turn and look, which is the natural reaction, you look up there and there is no movement. You do see tons of stalactites.
Yeah.
But in the corner of your eye, you could have sworn, without a doubt, that something moved up there.
Yeah,
It was the rock we never fought in the mountain.
Wow, that's a throwback.
He's just gonna kind of say, he goes, "Hey, Apollyon," it's like, move towards the exits slowly. There are more here.
Bring him on! Bring him
Shut
on!
the fuck up
Apollyon
and
doesn't
move.
back down from the fight. I brandish my trident.
All right, Blood. He's just walking away. He's like, all right, yeah, you go get him. Rah, rah, yeah, hoo, rah, rah. As he's stepping back quietly, he's just like, he goes, God damn it, fucking move.
Apollyon against the world.
Yeah, Apollyon against the world.
Apollyon
Bring it
against
on.
Apocalypse.
So, like, you're standing there, Apollyon, your trident's flashing with electric energy, your wings are out, you're just ready, and you're just sitting there watching. Watching as blood's like slowly backing away from you, like, and it's just it's very melodramatic in that moment because
did I have
for the moment
guess
nothing's happened.
maybe which stalagmite might have looked like it was moving?
No, unfortunately, like you just saw movement real quick, and so you turned looking for the source of it, and everything was still.
Buddy, I want you to walk back here real quiet, and if you don't, I'm going to do something that's going to make your next 5 minutes much more less enjoyable. It's like I'm going to start shooting stalagmites.
I don't understand the cowardice. Let's go forward.
Buddy, I'm going to start shooting them, and then I'm going to climb out that hole.
And Veil kind of yells into the hole. We need to regroup, brother.
It is not cowardice.
All right.
When he says brother, it sounds so like unnatural. Like what the like that didn't even make any sense.
Like, did you mispronounce it or something? Or?
just when some
like
if somebody calling you a friend, but like they butcher it and it sounds so unnaturally not like authentic.
Whatever you say, end.
So it's like when Sheldon smiles in Big Bang Theory early on. He's just like, "What the fuck is that?" You know, it's that weird.
Yeah.
It's more of a. It sounded like somebody just trying to do what's best for themselves and knowing that a hulking minotaur would be better.
It's like you're trying to mimic when you heard somebody else use that word at some point.
Exactly.
Like, just, Apollyon, I want you to move. Do not scream. Turn off your trident.
I'm gonna back up slowly. I'm gonna continue to look up towards the ceiling, and I'm just gonna slowly back up. I still have my trident on, but I'm slowly backing up.
Don't worry about watching it. I will watch.
Make an insight check, Apollyon, as you're just looking and trying to find something up there.
Insight.
Blood's just gonna have his. Oh shit!
19.
Like for half a second, as you're backing away and you're looking up on the ceiling, you wanted to be like, Blood's just being paranoid kitty. There's nothing here to this. But the closer you get, you look up there again. And Blood is so sincere right now. He's pleading with you. Come on, we need to get moving. We need to get going. And he's like legitimately concerned. This isn't him just being, paranoid cat.
Let's go. He's got
regroup.
He's got his hood up. He's kind of crouched down, and he's just got his bow notched, just waiting. He's going to let you go first because he can see better than you can.
Right,
so he's just prepped, ready to go, waiting for you to go.
Mm-hmm. Acrobatics or athletics?
Oh, I can't physically move through there. Okay.
Yeah, he has the door up.
Gots to make the roll.
15. I'm going to use a lucky point to roll again.
I think that's good enough to get through.
I'm at a 30.
Oh yeah, you like it's actually impressive the way you just limbo maneuver yourself, climbing up and over and out this.
You like
I'm pretty flexible.
A snake.
Yeah, we don't know what the DC is yet, honestly.
Blood from a stone. What do you do?
As soon as he hears him hop through, he's going to kind of take one last kind of long look amongst all those stalagmites.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
And then he'll turn and he'll go through the hole.
Damn!
Wow.
Double
Wow.
critical.
Yeah. You look up with your bow, keeping your eye out, trying to see that last movement. Unfortunately, your direct eye contact, you can't see anything, but you just jump and kind of do this matrix dive and just tumble your way through the cracks and make it to the other side.
And now that blood's out, we can see he is covered in blood.
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh,
He
he's
got
fine.
fucked up.
He's
Blood's
fine.
with
His namesake.
You may have been healed, but the blood still stains your fur,
Yeah,
bro.
he'll just be like, he goes, there are more things up there hanging. They're just waiting. So if we're going to go after them, we need to figure out something a little more concrete than, hey, let's jump in and have a contest. I'll
So,
admit that was stupid on our part. He's going to look at Ohm. He goes, Ohm, I apologize to you. And he's going to look at his brother. He goes, and I apologize to you.
I was about to say, was that directed at me because you are the other half of that?
I was just going to crawl through that you meant to make it a game. And I indulged you in your wanting to make it a game.
Oh, I'm so sorry that I'm not taking your job as seriously as you are. Did I not get out before you did? I took it seriously. Don't throw that accusation my way.
Okay. Eloise is currently making a nest in Liam's dreads as her flying squirrel form. There you go.
There it is.
Well, Blood, your brother walks over to you and he just says, I can see that the years have not increased your intelligence level
Yes.
at all.
Well, I mean, as it happens, it has, but it was a momentary mistake of lapse of judgment. Let's just say that. This bastard over here, he actually these two kind of became my brothers when I thought you were gone. And he kind of brings out that reckless side that we used to have when we were children. So blame him. He's just pointing at Liam.
As well as just shaking his head, and he's like, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but sometimes it's better to see what you can see, make up game plan, and then go running headlong.
Well, sorry to everyone, apparently. I'll just pull out some whiskey and take a big old swig.
So Vale walks up to the crack and kind of examines it and says, kind of out loud, but says, "Now, if we know this is where these things are coming from, can we just seal it up for good?"
This can't be the only spot. Because
And
they
did
can't
nobody,
fit
not
through
a
this.
single other person notice it was a freaking mouth?
There's no way those Rhopas could fit through this crack. So if they are getting
Apollyon
out,
could.
these things are bigger than him.
They're slippery.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
long
they're
are the
squishy.
ropers?
I mean,
Or
they're about anywhere between 5 to 7 feet tall, depending on the size.
Well, I mean, look at the size of the toes. That's what I'm going off of.
Could a small one get through? Maybe.
Oh, maybe
They're like-
small
they're
ones,
like
but
smoosh.
they're large monstrosities.
Yeah. So
it's bigger. It's got to be bigger than that.
actually, if they're a large monstrosity,
yeah,
it'd be closer.
Monstrosity.
It would be small on the 7-foot end, and probably more 7 to 10 feet tall.
Even
So
those
they're
snake
big.
Those snake things we fought, those aren't fitting through this crack either. This is just one exit point for something.
But snakes have bones. These things don't.
Yeah, well, those things. Not to mention, if something comes through here, those Rhopas are going to get them. It doesn't matter if they're creatures. It's not like they have our side, their side. They're not going to be beholden to the other creatures. They're going to attack them too.
Kind of been listening to everyone talking, and he's been doing a lot of thinking. Finally, he looks at all of you and he says, we have a bit of information now. While you were doing what you were doing, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a few spells that you threw, and then the whole area shook. Even on this side, we felt the rumbling. I assume you did as well. I
was
tested.
actually-
Noticed.
I
What's
was
that?
I was getting a wonderful hug from a Loroupa friend, so I didn't feel a thing.
Well, we certainly could. And I did a few things of my own techniques that I've come up with over the years. And, well, I'm going to confirm it. This is a creature.
It's not the, yeah, but it ain't the creature you're looking for.
How do you know?
Well, he's gonna look at his brother, and he's gonna look at everybody, all the other elves. He's like, so the big bad world ender is just right fucking here that you can walk by, and you didn't fucking know this.
What are the elves? say?
And well, Alnad says, we told you that that's exactly what we suspected that to be.
You didn't say shit. I remember that conversation. That didn't come out of your mouth. Plus, this is supposed to be deep down underground. This is fucking... We're walking past. We could set up a fucking lemonade stand right there next to it.
And now you understand why this area has been quarantined off. Why it was so imperative for the elves to move our people away from this area.
Yeah,
Because it was right there. It was something that could have very easily been awoken, had almost been awoken at the time. That's what the tales of the Momelda speak of.
It seems like this thing could be awoken at any time by anything. If
And-
it's right fucking here.
And Koines speaks up at that. Well, that's the thing. For millennia, this has been dormant, has not reacted this way at all. So, sure, things would occasionally come out of the cursed lands, and they would be dealt with by our order. But up until a few years ago, it's been something we could easily contain. And the only reason your group is here now is because of this fact. Because we could not figure out how to stop whatever was happening, could not ascertain much beyond that this thing did exist, and based off of the stories of our past, well, that's why we reached out to your group, the Conclave, who is reputed throughout Loroupa as being the problem solvers, the lore masters, the ones with the magical abilities to be able to deal with, going down into something like this creature here.
Alright, so we're going back inside.
We supposed to kill it from the inside?
Well, that's just the thing. This is Ohm speaking up. It is dead. And yet at the same time, something as big as this, a titan, a world ender, it's also undead.
He's gonna look at Veil. He's like, "What did you do?" He's just fucking around.
Veil's ears perk up. Veil's ears perk up when he sees the mass of the teeth inside and undead in the same word, in the same sentence.
This thing is the size of him. I mean, it's like a mountain, right?
Yeah, there's literally a mountain there, and it's a big cliff face, and clearly this thing is underneath it.
I mean, Veil's good, but it would take an army of Veils to do this.
We are in Elven territory. I'm just saying.
Would it be possible to cast Charm Monster on this monster?
Shit.
I mean, you could certainly try.
I think it's a little more than your spell can do. Well,
Hey, you
if
never
this
know.
thing is both dead and undead, alive and dead at the same, I mean,
And
I don't see how the
yes.
5 of us are going to defeat whatever this thing is from the inside.
I
The
think
teeth are bigger than all of us alone.
Blood, I don't think you're... I think you're thinking a little bit more than what any of our capabilities of. Nobody said we have to defeat whatever this thing is. This is what we do know. That up until a few years ago, it's been dormant. And only recently, over the last few years, which to the elves is long at all, this thing has been active. Which means that something has changed.
I would dream of
Sure, attempting to destroy something that's already... And he, walks over and taps on the side of it. Partially petrified. Is a lofty goal, but... There's something else going on here. This thing, it's not going to just awaken from... get up and walk away because someone threw a fireball at it. But the fact that it reacted and something happened means that it is becoming more aware. And that in and of itself is disturbing.
So, the last time that we think this thing was around, the visions we had, was when the Dreamer attacked. Was that the consensus I'm getting here? At least the thing we think, that we know, several thousand years ago?
Are you asking me or are you asking your group?
I'm asking in general. At least us, from the visions we had, from the information, too, that you guys have. When is it when we think this thing last walked this world?
According to what we know, it's what sent everyone living underground for hundreds and thousands of years.
Well, and that was after the Dreamer was banished.
Sure, Age of Dreamers, same time, yeah.
What I'm just trying to ask is, we know that his people are stirring. They're trying to resurrect him, maybe doing spells, rituals to bring that about, and then all of a sudden this thing starts coming back too. Could this be attached to that in some kind of way? Like, did somehow those rituals, by trying to awaken a banished god, could that somehow be doing something with this as well?
I think the best way to answer that is to go back inside. Think about it. The creatures that we're encountering inside there, they wouldn't be their normal situation. If this were just alive and tearing through the land, it wouldn't have stalactites that attack creatures that it's eating. They wouldn't be in there. There's something else going on, and that's what we're here to figure out.
Well, I say we go in. That's where the enemy is. Put him in front of my spear. I'll mow him down.
Which was my first instinct, and I got reprised for it, but whatever.
I'm gonna ask again, could you be quieter in those situations? Just, I know it's very difficult, but running off in a direction screaming is not always a benefit.
I think that's an oversimplification of the scenario, but yeah, sure, you've got the point.
Or it's every experience I have had with him for the last 8 to 9 months. Literally.
Oh, you're talking about Foley.
Well, I mean, also in general, you don't want to go screaming into a situation in which you have no idea what's going on. But yes, with this gentleman in particular.
And
he's always...
Clearly, you know nothing about the art of surprise. You got to go screaming, and you surprise them.
That's right. The enemy comes to you.
That's not exactly how that works. Somebody, please, somebody help me.
I think we should. Do you think I should minimize the blast spells to, kind of keep whatever's in there, the mouth open for now instead of closing on us?
I mean, was it closing when that happened?
You were in
there. Or was it shaking?
I
well, that's what I was asking. Did it look like it was trying to close?
I couldn't see from where I was.
It already is closed, right?
Well, no, there's the opening. He was saying, is maybe if the explosion.
But that's a tiny opening.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe if the explosions were causing it to kind of clamp its mouth shut, so to speak.
Not really, no. No, it just kind of rumbled a
Just
little bit.
shuddering.
Yeah.
Maybe not awakening it with blast spells then.
Well, like imagine if you're dead and dreaming, and your mouth got pricked by a tiny little pinprick, and you're like, "Oh, that's kind of annoying," and you roll over in your sleep. That's
Yep.
That's a good way to express it.
If they think it's dead, I mean, I don't know if that's really gonna. I'd say just keep doing your thing. If you feel the
Alright.
need, do what you gotta do.
Always. Do what I gotta do. What's best for Veil. Gotcha.
It's not really what I meant, but
Oh.
it works in this situation.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
I suppose so.
Did Vale tell us that Jareth saw other creatures coming at us from outside this mouth entry?
It was like 30 minutes away.
So I
from
would have, whatever Jareth was seeing when he was observing, I was relaying out loud.
Ugh.
Should we start setting up and preparing
Yeah,
defensive positions here?
Yeah, we probably should.
You mean from both sides, from the rear end, from the opening, or are we going into the opening?
Well, you always have to protect the rear. And any opening, you have to protect all of your openings. It's impertinent.
There's a lot more there. I want to get into that later, but
We don't have the time for that.
apparently somebody spent time in prison. That's all I can say. Anyway, yeah. Should we be prepared for maybe set up an ambush on whatever's coming?
So
Anybody?
what is it you're trying to do? Yeah.
You said there's creatures coming, right?
Yeah,
Well, you saw motion. You saw some motion behind you up on the ceiling among the stalactites.
No,
You
he was talking about what Jareth saw.
Yeah.
what Jareth saw. Sorry. There are definitely creatures heading this way and kind of moving towards the area where all the sound has been. And actually, it's been quite a bit of time since your group was talking and all that. So by this point, as you're all looking around, what about that stuff that Jareth had seen? You kind of look around and you see that the mole melda are actually spread out on the opposite side of you to the west in a bit of a semicircle. And you can see there are monsters that are starting to head in this direction. Most of them appear to be very odd-looking things, humanoid in nature, but like half their flesh is just melted and warped and twisted. They have gigantic mouths, but no eyes to speak of whatsoever, and they're just racing towards the group. With everybody out, however, this isn't a battle I'm going to actually have you fight, because with the combined efforts of the Mole Melda, the Erudite Conclave, and your group, it's like if I sent a horde of goblins at you. Even if there was 40 of them, you would just mow them down.
Not the poor goblins.
Yeah. So like this is not going to be a waste of resources for you. Your groups very easily are able to mow them down now that your group is out of the mouth and everybody's working together.
All right. Did we get 30 minutes before they attacked?
Well, you had gotten out of the mouth and you spent about 30 minutes sitting there talking and discussing what had been going on. And that's about the time that the Mole Melda had spread out and kind of whistled to all of you. You all look and you can see him approaching. They're taking arrow shots. You and Blood and probably take arrow shots. Vale and Eloise probably throw cantrips throughout the entire time, but it's not enough that it's actually worth playing out.
No, I understand. My follow-up question was, would that, since I said I was drinking whiskey, would that be enough for meditation to get my 30 minutes and to get my key points back?
So while the discussion was going on about what to do and what the creature is and all that, you're saying that's when you were sitting there drinking whiskey and doing your meditation time?
Yeah. If you'd allow it. If not, if I was being too active in the conversation, I understand.
How does the wording? Do you have to sit there and just drink and meditate, or is it you can just kind of chill?
I kind of interpret it as like
Well,
everybody's like meditation is different, but I don't see it at the moment to pop
It's
up
like
in
he's
chat.
sitting there drinking at the bar, relaxing, and every once in a while somebody's like walking up to him and starting a conversation. He's like, "Hey."
Yeah, if that's how it's worded in there, then I have no problem with that. I just want to know exactly like what the wording is on it.
Okay, that's the one I pop up in chat. When you must spend at least 30 minutes of rest meditating to regain your key points. Some of your key features require. So it's not very specific on what the meditation is, and as a drunken master, I took it to, if I'm drinking for 30 minutes, then I can get my key points back. But you are the judge, sir.
Honestly, I'm going to say that regardless of what you're doing during those 30 minutes, probably after you all just took out those monsters, you're probably going to have time to take a short rest anyway.
Okay.
So why don't we just leave it at that?
You got it.
So everyone does have time to sit down and take a short rest after the battle that we're not going to play out.
I'm gonna use my trident to create water and make sure that I fill up everybody's water pouches, all the warriors and stuff.
Oh yeah, you could absolutely do that with your trident. Do you hold it like down and it's like a full fountain?
Yeah, it says it fills open containers, so I feel like I just go up to them and be like, "Everybody, put out your flask," and I just like wave it around them.
Sure, absolutely.
Is Eloise spending the whole time in squirrel form?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you can do that for what, 8 hours now?
I will also roll a hit. Oh no, I don't need any hit points.
6, I think.
Okay.
So if we're gonna be able to take a short rest,
Hit
can
dice.
I cast Animate Dead to animate the rest of these zombies in the hole?
I don't see why not. If you got the spell slots
and then
for
I'll
it.
use my Arcane Recovery to regain the spells that I'm using. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's gonna be 14 total zombies, and I'm not, and I use my Arcane Recovery for the day.
Okay. So as you're sitting there for an hour, resting and kind of discussing what the options are, Master Ohm kind of lays it out for you. When you, what's that?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, and then I'll just ask later.
Okay. Master Ohm kind of lays out some details that he was able to figure out. He extracted some of the information that from this creature, and through a technique he developed with key and pressure points, and that's how he was able to determine that this is in fact an entity. He would define it as, in the very least, a Titan class or higher, meaning that it's big, it's nasty, and it's powerful, but it's also in a state of undeath and death, and it doesn't seem to be. It definitely is not conscious right now, but it seems like it's becoming more conscious. Something's going on either down below it, inside of it. We don't yet know, but something is causing it to awaken or react at the very least, and that's probably why their the readings that they're getting are so much more extreme. That's why things seem to be escalating, and more things seem to be coming out from wherever they're coming from, either in this creature, from the hole, from burrowing out somehow. They've seen quite a few different ways that it's happening, and the Mole Melda also confirmed for you all that, yeah, some creatures burrow their way out, some creatures climb their way out, some creatures have magical abilities and seem to find other ways of doing it, but whatever it is, that they do get picked off before escaping, but it's just becoming more and more frequent. So they know that something's escalating, and whatever's escalating is what's causing all these things to happen.
While that's going on, can I set up a divination ritual?
Can you do a divination ritual as a squirrel?
I mean, I'm no longer a squirrel. I spoke, so.
Oh, well, you said that you were staying as a squirrel. I just assumed you were staying as a squirrel.
Well, then
but you don't have. Yeah, you don't have to be a squirrel. I don't care. What's the divination? What are you trying to do?
I'm going. Oh, there you go. Set up, and I'm going to, because I mean, it seems like this thing's been here a while, so I'm just gonna kind of ask nature and everything around, if
The desecrated land around you.
I'm gonna ask if this creature and its seeming awakening is tied to the Dreamer's cult and the Dream Roots.
Okay, so for divination, you need incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion, together worth at least 25 gold. So you got your incense and sacrifice and all that? Okay.
Yeah, what's your sacrifice?
Yeah, what are you sacrificing?
The squirrel.
Wow, that got dark real fast. You just watch as Eloise starts ritually sacrificing this squirrel.
I'm curious because she's a druid, so.
Yeah.
No,
Appropriate to your religion. And worth at least 25 gold.
Plus the incense. The incense is more
the incense is probably where the 25 gold will come in from.
Yeah.
But I was going to use or sacrifice the small chunk of blackened stone that I had gotten from Feyweave Hollow from the big plinth, like the big stone that had been basically
smashed in
the carving of the tree and of all the stuff, because I had taken a chunk.
Yep,
I keep the grove,
Yep, I remember that.
Stops over his shoulder and says, "Your interpretation of sacrifice is a lot different than mine." And he kind of turns away.
Yeah, I remember that. It was basically just a big hunk of stone, and in the center of it, that's where that first dream root was, or not the first one, but the one from Feyweave Hollow was in there, and then the dragon smashed it open, yada yada yada. So okay, you set this down, you burn your incense, you set the whole thing on fire, and you get to ask a single question, and then your question was: is this thing awakening and connected to the Dreamer cult?
The Dreamer cult and the Dream Roots.
Okay. Your magic and an offering puts you in contact with a god or god's servant. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or whatever. It has to be a truthful reply. The reply may be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so you begin burning your incense and you place the stone on it, and the stone seems to go up in this greenish sort of flame that burns, and as it does so, that green flame just very much reminds you of the sickening state that you had found Feyweave Hollow in. And in that moment, you hear the wind begin to pick up and blow through and around the mountain, and it seems to be pushing you back, pushing against your back. And as it does so, you hear this voice in your ear. And it tells you, while these two things are connected in a much different way, these two events are not connected.
Okay. Okay. So, good news, guys. The rumblings, I don't think have anything to do with what's going on, whatever the cult may be up to or doing right now. They are, however, connected somehow. Just not
balls. The recent rumblings were from the fireballs. What about when this thing woke up 2 years ago, or that's when the trouble started happening? Did it answer that? Is that part of that question? Or could you ask something like that?
I mean,
I
fireballs
thought it-
seem like a great idea, in my opinion, honestly. Think about it.
Well,
If this thing wakes up eventually, we could have already done some fireball damage to it on our way down its gullet. Just
I don't-
But
saying.
what if it's like that thing that was in the vault, and that fire, heals it? What if we're helping it by casting fire on it?
Well, damn it, if you're gonna make sense.
You also cast ice on it.
On what?
Your ice knife hit it too, not
Yeah.
just the fireball.
Yep.
Right, yeah. Well,
So
we don't
just to
want
be clear, Eloise, just to be clear, the divination was saying that the creature currently awakening is not connected to the dreamer cult being active.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
they're connected in a different way, but
There's a connection.
the
but
rumbling
this isn't-
awakening
yeah.
thing doesn't seem to have anything to do with them.
Mhm.
Or anything that they're currently doing. Up to. Okay. Yeah. I didn't ask about a timeline, bud. So I don't know. If you have incense, I can try and ask again.
Wait, don't you get 3 questions with what you're doing?
No,
Nope.
just one.
You're thinking a different spell.
Hmm.
Yeah, when you talk to dead people, you can ask them more than one question.
No, there's a spell that you get 3, but I guess that's for your god. Well, I guess you were talking to your god. I just don't remember what the spell is. Yeah, Miss Eloise, I'm not the type to carry incense around very often. Maybe one of our conclave brethren might have something, but maybe that's a question for another time.
But I mean, it did say. Well, I was
I have
told that.
incense.
I was told that. Well, that's good. I think I gave you some before too. But. What was I gonna say? Oh,
I would
right.
love to
So
know.
I was told that. What the dreamers, the cult, and the dream roots, what they're up to, isn't.
Why this is
Doesn't
waking up.
have anything to do with this creature awakening. They are connected, just not about this.
Well,
So
this might be the creature we saw in our vision attacking the portal. But what's waking it now isn't them.
Plus,
you're
it might
telling
be
me that big
inside.
scary creature, we're not just gonna have to fight a living one, which is scary enough as it is because that thing was huge, but we're gonna have to fight an undead one?
Well, I hope not.
We're gonna need a cleric, y'all.
Hey guys, I'm going to be we're going to be taking our break early today. So be right back, everybody. We should take no more than 15 minutes, and we will get into more about this conversation about what this creature is and what's going on. So stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, the Faab Five was discussing what exactly they could do about the fact that a literal monstrosity titan is right there on the other side of a really, really sharp wall. Everyone had some ideas. Eloise cast a spell and was able to determine that this creature's apparent reawakening, or whatever it is not connected whatsoever with the Dreamer cult or their machinations. So that's good, at least. But you've been sitting there in front of it for about an hour now. Just kind of discussing your options. So, what would you like to do?
You know, with that information, Blood would look. He's like, wait a minute. He's like, this started about 6 years ago, right? When you and I before.
Mm-hmm. Around the same time.
Do we know what else might have been? Was there something else going on within Illumythica? Was there a rebel, a rogue kind of faction that was coming out where they weren't supposed to? Is there any information you might have on that? Maybe something someone else did started waking this creature, or started these events.
I mean, this is Kumna thinking out loud now, and he says, I mean, not as such and concerned with Siolin Revar. There, I mean, during that time there was many things going on. The elves have been at odds with the Denzians of the Deep for hundreds of years. Things happen with that all the time.
I was just curious if there's anything special that might have been going on back then. Anything in particular?
And like they all kind of shrugged a little bit. Not so much. No.
All right. So something else that's still as of yet unknown was causing this, whatever this is, alive or dead, to stir. So we still need to figure out what that is, because if we can't stop that, it's going to keep happening.
I think they want us to go inside and find out if it can be stopped from inside.
Well, obviously, yes, that, but if there is some outside force that is acting upon this creature, that's causing this to awake, even if we stop this now, that is still going to be a problem.
It's us. The outside force is us.
Well, and Ohm, he speaks up and says, well, that is what we need to ascertain. Now, sending anyone in there, it's not just to automatically go tra-la-la-la-la, walk down and deal with it. What we need is information. We need to know what it is we're walking into, what it is we're dealing with, and potentially, preferably, how long we have. Facts, information, that's the nature of this game here. Now, yes, we will have to send somebody in there to check it out, and your group, that is what you were hired for. Head in, find out what's going on, assess the situation, come back, report upward, and we make a plan from there. You don't just have to go running off and hope that we're going to deal with this in an afternoon. Unless, of course, we have to. And he shrugs and kind of chuckles at that.
He's gonna, Mr. Ohm, were you gonna be going down with us, or are you staying topside?
Ohm looks a little bit sheepish at this, and he's like, originally I had planned on delving into whatever was going on, but based on what we've seen and the fact that I at least can mitigate at least some of whatever's, whenever this thing reacts, I think it's better if I stay topside.
Well, Mr. Veil, you know spells that you can send messages to him, correct?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Well, I mean that's fine. I mean, and I can also was like, we have sending stones. We could give one of them to him.
Yeah, that would probably be the best bet.
But that's only
Giving
once
him
a
one.
day. We can maybe check in at night, depending on how long we're in there. Hopefully, we don't have to spend too long in here. But it's only once a day that I can use that.
Okay, well maybe we'll just wait for if we need it for an emergency, or like you said, before the night. Now, Mr. Ohm, is there a way to maybe widen this gap, or somehow make it easier for some of us who aren't as acrobatic? And he looks towards, when he says acrobatic, he looks at Liam and says, or as athletic, and he looks at Apollyon. Some of us who aren't as gifted
What if,
to get through here.
Well,
if you climb in the hole, you give it to one of me or Liam, and we jump in? You don't want to be in the hole for a minute.
Hi, but you'd have to be in the hole with the zombies.
Yeah, but they're friendly.
well, to answer,
I'm pretty sure Liam vowed never to go in that hole again.
Well, I'm not going in. I can get through there, no lickety, no problem.
Ohm, who the question was asked to, says, as far as widening the hole, I would not advise that. You saw what happened when the thing was hit with a fireball. And,
Get out, too.
yeah, who knows what could come out from it. But as far as other ways of getting in, your whole idea is certainly a way to go, and you're a wizard. Can't you teleport?
No, I can, and I just, out of Jeremy speaking, Vale's very shrewd with his
His spells.
with his spell slot.
Ironically.
But yeah, no.
But Ohm doesn't know that or care.
Yeah. So I was just asking in general. But what I was going to ask before, so I have 14 zombies total. Did you want me to actually put 14 on here, or do you want me to do 7 and each one will represent 2?
Are you planning on pulling out all 14 zombies right this second?
Once you get some.
I'm just saying.
So as far as in general goes,
yeah.
as far
out, I just don't want. Yeah.
Takes
So-
up a lot
okay.
of space.
yeah. So in general, if we're moving through this thing's mouth and you want to have all 14 out, then yes, we would double up on them and only use 7 tokens. And just assume
Okay,
each
no,
token is
so
2.
I'm going to have them march into the hole, and then I'm just going to teleport Misty step through it. That's my plan. But I'm just saying in general, like as we're walking and going through this, and then like I could have just 7 out there, and then if you want during the battle after initiative's rolled, I could make it 14 and just put them in their allocated spots, or I could just keep them at 7 to keep the board less crowded. It's up to you.
It's definitely preferred to keep the board less crowded, since most of these
Okay.
maps are only 30 by 30.
Okay, so yeah, that was all I had to do.
Yeah, that'd just probably be the easiest way to do it. But we'll also consider it like situationally, because if there are much bigger maps, and if you want to have all of them out at once, then we can say, okay, yeah, this is a good time for that.
Okay, perfect. How do I actually delete this? Delete one of them.
There you go.
Ah, nice.
You
Okay,
literally you just click it and hit delete.
I don't have that option on mine.
You don't have the delete key? on your keyboard.
No. Oh, on the keyboard. Okay, I see
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah, just
Rhim press. Okay. So with that, I'm going to usher these zombies into the portable hole, and say
Quick, before
and-
you do that, Eloise, do you want to go into the hole?
So that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Does anybody else want to come in? It will literally be a second.
You
As
promise
soon-
this time?
And Vale smiles a big smile and says, "I promise."
I forgot the last time. I never went
Jeez.
in. That was y'all last time. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
okay.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
times.
In the hole, how crowded is it?
That's another good question. It's what is it? 10 feet circumference.
By like 20 feet deep, I
And
think.
there's 14 zombies down there.
Yeah, you're like crowd surfing.
I mean, I would definitely say that it's like there's standing room for everybody because like just count it out, but there's not much more than that. You're like shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, you're crowded subway, shoulder to shoulder
Oh, yeah.
with dead things that have arrow holes in them.
All right. So does anybody else want to just get in and not have to risk failing and getting scratched up?
Yeah, I'll be alright.
Okay, so who's climbing in the hole?
Jareth is going in as well.
Okay, Jareth is in the hole.
I'll keep Jareth company.
Eloise reluctantly climbs down into the hole.
That's a nay from me.
Blood? Apollyon?
Fuck that. No. I got.
I'm good.
All
If I
right,
get
so that's
scratched
it,
up,
then,
I'll
right?
just be ready to rage again.
Be like, two Kumna? Y'all coming with us?
Yeah, is any of the other people
So,
going in?
that's an interesting thing. As you're all been doing this, Kumna and Alnad have been arguing this entire time. They've been out to the side. You can see that they're animated and they're talking, but they're using that that Molmelda language that none of you all speak. It's like thieves can't, but it's their own. So you don't know what they're saying, but you can definitely tell that they're heated, going back and forth. And finally, Kumna turns in a huff and stalks back to the rest of the elves. Two walks over to you, Blood, and he says, "I assume you're not going to mind a little company down in." And he nods his head.
Obviously not, but I assume he doesn't want you to go.
Kumna, he wanted to go in there himself, and there are strict rules among the Molmelda about going past this point. I decided that I would be the one to accompany you all, and Kumna is going to oversee the protection of these conclave types that, like we agreed.
Is that going to cause some problems for you? I mean, I don't want
Your
you to
group has already
just-
caused me some problems. Little more ain't going to be doing too much.
Well, I would love to have you along. We spent too much time apart already.
He then looks over at you, Vale, and he says, "1 second."
Get in. 1 second.
I won't let him keep you in that promise. You got 10 minutes of air. Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
We figured that out the hard way.
He's really thinking hard about this one because he doesn't like the zombies, but he also
Get this over with, please.
he scowls to himself and he jumps in.
And as soon as he jumps in, Vale smiles over the hole and says, "See you in a second." He folds it up as quick and efficiently as possible. Misty steps right through the opening, opens it right up, and says, "We're here."
Oh, thank God, it was starting to smell so bad. It smells so bad.
I don't know how you all deal with this. This is as he's climbing his way out.
I'm just holding Jareth like a little teddy in front of me on my chest, and I climb out, and I'm like, "Okay, buddy, we made it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
25 from me.
Yeah, Blood, Liam, both of you make it through the crack, no problem.
Yep.
Same thing for Apollyon. You limbo your way through.
Oh yeah.
Can you get Jareth in there, please?
I thought he was in there.
There he is.
Thanks.
There he is.
And I guess
Yeah.
Blood, he'll give his stone to Ohm if Eloise wants to hold on to hers.
Yeah, that's fine. You could have done that before you all passed through. And
He would
Ohm
have won,
Ohm says, "Okay, sending stones. Okay, these one spell either way."
yeah. We'll contact you in case of emergency or in 12 hours. And then, after that, Mr. Veil might be able to toss a spell or two our way to send another message. If we need to.
Okay.
Liam's got his bow drawn, pointed at the ceiling, not seeing anything yet, though.
As you're all leaving, Ohm does say one more thing to you all, and he tells you, "Remember, this right now is just a fact-finding mission. You are going down to figure out what it is that's going on. Don't take on anything
Gotcha.
beyond what your capabilities are. If you feel like you need to head back immediately. Also keep in mind, we have about an hour and 30 minutes until that next psychic wave, if it keeps up with what it's been doing."
Right.
Oh, the area psychic wave. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blood's gonna be looking up at those stalagmites.
Okay.
Same here, yeah.
Or are they tights? They're tights.
Tight.
Stalactites on the ceiling, yeah.
Apollyon's got his trident electrified, and he's got his eyes peeled for any would-be jabroni.
Do you think we should use Pass Without a Trace?
Yes, that would be great.
I cast it.
Okay.
They don't
Eloise?
stack, do they? Because I can cast it too and get plus.
It does not stack, no.
It doesn't stack, and it doesn't cost me a spell slot to cast it.
Well, what the fuck am I gonna use my spells on?
Figure it
Hunter's
out.
Mark?
Yeah,
There you go.
Hail of, or what is it? Something of Thorns or something?
Yeah,
Hail of
we-
Thorns?
We can use it later. Don't worry about it.
Anesthetics in chat sending us a bunch of bits. Thank you, Anesthetic. Always love to see you here.
Speak with animals.
Alright,
Okay.
Veil, send the dummies up front, and if anything attacks something, we'll snipe them out.
All right, and he says, "Blood, Apollyon, you heard him up front."
Don't.
Let's do it.
Everyone just stops and stares at Vale.
But Apollyon just runs right up front.
Hey, big guy. He's kind of just let's be quiet about this, okay?
Well, Eloise, the gods seem to be looking down on you with favor right now, and you have one reroll this episode.
Is that from Nat?
Yep, that's from Nat.
Thanks,
Oh.
Nat.
I lost her favor. Send maybe 1 or 2 up, and don't send
Yeah,
the
I'm
whole
just-
herd yet.
I'm just organizing them.
Keep in mind, each token is 2 right now.
If you
Yep.
want, and he's gonna pull out that arrow that he's been saving. It's got that whistler on it that he has. I've been meaning to, like, in our downtime, make more. He's like, I can wake things up if you want.
Do we want things awake
Do we want to know
before
what's
we
there?
get in there?
If
You
we
know,
want to
if
find out what's
If
there.
you want to do that, then just send Polly up front. Like, what
Yeah, but this is more fun. I can actually I can hit something with this. He can't.
the? Poor buddy.
But
He yells at you when you make noise, but then suggests it as a tactic. Ugh.
Blood will be
No
walking
winning.
alongside the zombies, just slowly stalking.
know, right?
Keeping his eye on the ceiling.
Anesthetics also redeeming an advantage for blood for the next roll you make.
There's my girl.
Okay, so well, before you go too fast here, your Veil, you with your zombies, it looks like you're sending them up onto the big old leathery mound that extends from about a quarter of the way into the chamber beyond. They all have to.
Call it a tongue.
It's like a 2 foot tall thing that they have to just kind of lump themselves upward and climb onto. Is that a skeleton too?
So I'm just using that to represent the head. It's still a zombie. He's like the point man.
Okay, he's your point man zombie. Gotcha.
You do notice we're at half movement on this surface right now.
Yeah, everything right now. Yeah, that is something you all need to
So
contend with.
I'm back it up so he's basically right when he's going onto the mound. I don't know if you want him back more.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Mm.
That's fine. So you're just sending one ahead. Is that it? While you keep the rest from behind. Got it.
I'm going to keep. So this is the marching order that I'm going to have my characters in. If you can see moving around.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's where he is right now. That's where everyone is.
Got it. Okay.
Kind of stalk up in between all the dead ropers and kind of crouch next to the tongue and just be waiting.
Okay. So for right now, each square, if you're not flying, is 10 feet of movement, just so you know. Because this entire area is difficult terrain. As your boots step down into it, your feet just sort of sink just a little bit. And you get this like suction cup sensation as like it's not mud, it's not stone, it's just something with a little bit of give that just clings and sucks onto you as you step into it, and then your feet just kind of make a sound as you step up, or at least it would if Eloise wasn't casting her Pass Without a Trace, so you can't hear anything. Now the zombie moves forward ahead. He gets to the tongue first, the 2 foot tall mound, and climbs up onto it and begins moving a little ways away while the rest of you go forward. You could probably move everybody about 3 squares forward.
Okay.
Are you keeping Jareth back as well with your group, Veil?
Yeah, he's back here in the marching order. So
okay. I see him where he was. I was just asking if you were like having him fly upward and around. What are you kind of doing with Jareth?
No, he's staying pretty much between our group and the head lead zombie, but closer to our group.
Okay, and
probably stay about maybe 10 feet off the ground.
Okay. Yeah, the highest point is about 30 feet.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere then.
I'll
Okay.
also try to fly about, just a little bit off the ground.
Okay. Yeah, you could do that, and when you're doing that, you're not affected by the same difficult terrain that the rest of the people are.
Cool.
Now, when you get to about this point right here, with you're all watching and watching that zombie go ahead, that's when you see several tentacles come swarming down at it from the ceiling. So I'm going to go ahead and show this to you. Now, this happens without anybody seeing it, so nobody has a sneak attack on it. It gets a sneak attack on him, and there's a reason why, which I'll get into in a second. But you will be able to see this thing once the tentacles come shooting out. So there it is. Now it sends up to 4 of them towards the zombie. I'm assuming this is going to grapple it pretty quick, but we're going to find out.
Yeah, AC is 8. Oh, wait, hold on. I might be able to... I think I add something to it. I wrote it down. Maybe not. No, I think it's still 8.
Well, it doesn't matter. A 26 is going to get it. Yeah.
Get advantage, yeah.
Yeah, he gets advantage because he's hidden. So a tentacle comes shooting out, wraps around the lead zombie. It then gets reeled back and upward, and in that moment, that's when you can all see that that creature, the roper, that is hanging upside down on the ceiling. Its mouth opens up, its eye opens, and it is able to take a bite out of that that zombie right there.
Okay.
That's a 24, which does, of course, hit, doing 15 points of piercing damage to it.
Okay.
And then now, at this moment, we can all roll for initiative.
Alrighty.
Click your characters,
Clicked, ready to go.
and I get to add a D8 to mine due to my Fey ancestry. Feet.
Ooh.
I from Gift of Alacrity.
Eloise, no!
Well, I'm back, y'all.
18.
Unless you want that reroll.
All right, so Vale got
Nah,
a
I'm
17
gonna save
total.
that for something a little more life and death.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah. The zombies got a 2. Or was that? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Jareth got a 2. The zombies go on my turn.
So a 15 hit, does that take that zombie out?
No.
Ooh. Beefy.
Beefy boys. 35 HP.
Really?
Yeah,
they get-
I get to add my my wizard level.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about necromancers, is that their zombies get beefier. Okay, so let's get this going. Okay, so the moment that happened, Apollyon, you were hovering about 10 feet in the air, watching, looking for anything that might happen. You got your you have night vision goggles? Do you, or do you just naturally see in the dark? I can't remember. I think you can just naturally see in the dark because you're a minotaur.
I have an item. The Belt of Dwarven Kind gives
Oh, that's
me
it.
dark vision.
That's it. Okay. So whatever. You still have your dark vision. You're looking out and you're able to see, and you see that zombie get roped up by a tentacle, pulled into the air, reeled up to one of those stalactites, and then it opened its mouth and take a bite. And you are the first one to react. So what do you want to do?
Want to fly straight towards it.
Okay, so you are not affected by difficult terrain, so movement is normal for you.
Okay, that's 40 feet right to there. I will
Perfect.
attack. I'll go reckless.
Just interjecting real quick. Vale got a 17 total, and Jareth got the 2.
Got it. I don't even see Jareth on
25.
here.
Yeah, for some reason, every time I click Jareth's character, she still rolls as Vale.
Weird. Okay, 25 is definitely going to hit.
Ignore the rage because I didn't rage yet. But 15.
15 points of damage on this roper.
19 also hits.
19 does not hit.
All right. Don't I have a bonus action that isn't rage? Maybe not. Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna go up and do 2 attacks.
Okay, that's it for Apollyon. Next up, we have another roper who you're now able to see because it just sent a bunch of tentacles your way, Apollyon.
All right, bring it.
Does get advantage because it was hidden. Does a 21 hit?
Nope.
25?
Yes.
Okay. 25 does hit. You are grappled. It wraps its around you and begins pulling you towards it.
Oh, I hate these things.
Right to there. It now gets to take its bite. But it's going to miss. Then you take that advantage off. There we go. Yes, definitely going to miss. That's it for his turn.
Okay.
Veil, you're up next.
Oh, wait a second. When he misses me, I have a reaction.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Riposte.
When a creature misses you with melee attack, you can use your reaction and spend one superiority die to make a weapon attack.
Can I do that if I'm grappled?
Yeah, you can still do it.
Okay. I figure I'd probably have at least one hand loose. Superiority die.
Teach you to miss on the bite.
Oh wait, I add that to the damage. I'm sorry. The 4 is added to the damage.
Yeah.
So 18.
18 points of damage, not too bad.
Cool.
Okay.
That's it, Vale's turn. Sorry.
No worries. Okay, Vale, you're up next. You just saw your zombie get ropered up. What are you doing?
All right, I'm going to survey the the area and lower his staff of power to cast a fireball. I don't actually. Hold on, I don't think that's 30 feet radius. It's 20 foot. Sorry,
right.
20 foot. How do I?
I got it.
Got it. There you go. And I'm just gonna put it right here. Actually, maybe I can get more of them if there's any hidden behind there.
So I am going to point out that based on where these things are, if you thinking three-dimensionally, you know, your fireball is an orb,
Yep.
is the circumference. Now, where you're positioning it, if you're going to hit all 4 of those, it's also going to hit the ceiling.
Okay.
If you're wanting to avoid the ceiling, you could still do so at a lower height, but you probably wouldn't be able to hit all 4 of them.
Okay. I'm gonna trust Ohm on this one to do his. I mean, I was observing him like to the T, watching his movements and his skills, which I haven't bragged to Liam about, and I trust that he'll be able to counter whatever this thing's gonna do. So I'm gonna cast Fireball.
You're putting a lot of faith. Sounds good.
That is 20 fire.
You know, Ohm's
Ooh,
like 100 years
I
old,
rolled
right?
3 1s.
Plus 8 for the
3-1
higher
for
level cast.
Oh yeah, so 28. DC 19 spell save.
Okay. And that's dexterity, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a big explosion and 4 things screech out in terror. You could only see 2 of them, but you had a pretty good idea there's more out there, and it actually hit 4.
Nice.
So they are all going to take that damage. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, if you spread it out between 4, that's 112 points of damage in one fireball, sir.
Yes, sir.
That may have gotten us all killed, but you know, whatever.
So yeah, I've been accumulating damage this thing's been taking this whole time, and now that you've hit 60, the thing awakens and immediately swallows.
That's all he had to do.
And so you're all dead.
No.
Now, but what does happen is it explodes, and the entire chamber shakes and rumbles. And in the distance, anyone who has a passive perception of 15 or better would hear Ohm cursing loudly.
Yes.
God damn it, you idiots! I just told you not to be doing that! And then he's doing something, but none of you know what, because nobody can see it.
I actually thought I asked that question. He said he had it. Jeremy, as a player, thought he actually didn't tell me not to do that. Now I know.
I can't remember if he actually did say, hey, specifically don't do that, but he did say that you hitting things was making it react, and he's staying out there on the off chance just in case. He didn't really mean, but yeah,
That's
close
what
enough.
I took it as basically do what you want, and I'll counter whatever's happening with the punches. That's honestly what I thought he meant by that.
That's okay.
If I'm completely wrong, then I'll adjust my strategy.
Well, you wouldn't know. You have no clue. You just know that you heard him cursing in the distance, but that's okay.
Did he tell me to stop though? Did you say he said to stop doing that?
Well, if you haven't a passive, you probably would have heard him say that.
Yeah,
What was
you
passive?
15.
15.
I don't think I have that.
Oh, well, blood.
Okay,
I have a 14. I have a 14.
then no.
Closer to the entrance. He's closer to the entrance.
I would say that no. He probably wouldn't be able to hear this. You just heard a yelling coming from behind you.
Awesome.
All right. Someone's got to tell me.
Play on.
Eloise right next to
All right.
It's okay.
And then with the zombie, can he attack or is he like restrained?
He's not restrained. He is just grappled, so he can still attack.
All right. He's going to try to slam that one. That's a 15 to attack.
Does not hit.
All right. +4. Okay. Wait. I think he might have. Does he have 1 or 2 attacks?
Just
No, he only
one.
has 1.
I guarantee.
Okay. And the other zombies moved forward 10 feet because they have a 20-foot movement speed and it's difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Let's see something real quick. Okay. Next up, we have Blood from a Stone.
I guess these bodies, they're just kind of crumpled up there, right?
Yeah, they're just mounds on the ground. Yeah.
Right.
And probably like about 3 feet tall or so.
Oh,
Because, they're on the side and like...
and he's going to kind of like crouch down, move amongst them, and try and go ahead and go for stealth. And I guess that's 43 with the +10. Well, no, I guess, yeah, it would still be, within her 30 feet. It's just moving.
Yeah, it's still within her 30 feet.
So yeah, he's just kind of crouching in amongst the dead limbs of it. Really kind of getting up close and personal. He's smelled the zombies forever. These things aren't that bad. And then he's just gonna kind of take aim at the one here in front first, because he's not so much worried about Apollyon. He's not worried about the zombie either, because the zombie dies, the zombie fucking dies. But he's gonna shoot that one first since it's up in front.
And I think it has more damage done to it anyway.
Well, no, he hit them both kind of equally, so I mean, it's probably about similar, but I guess that doesn't. 28.
That'll hit.
Come on. 31. And then with that Dread Ambush, your first round, he gets 3. Oh god, that was almost fucking 2 1s. God damn it. So yeah, all 3 of those will end up hitting.
Mm-hmm. Are you shooting at the same one?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one that's got the zombie, the one that was in front.
Got it.
Unclick the sneak. So that is 39 piercing, 32 ice, and 14 sneak. So
Yeah, what's the total on that?
39, 32, so 60, 71, plus 14, 85?
Yeah, you fire 3 shots, and it does take the 3rd shot to drop this thing. But with an explosion of ice, and it just drops to the ground, just plummets downward. It falls a total of 30 feet, so your zombie... Zombie's going to take this as well. He's also not coordinated, so give me a dexterity saving throw.
Shit, I think I just killed your zombie.
I'm just gonna click the
Do I
dex
get
button.
the credit for that?
16.
I'm not gonna cheat that.
12. It takes.
That's with a -2.
Yeah, it takes 12 points of bludgeoning damage, but it's somehow manages to stay upright.
Sweet.
If it's still alive.
Yep, it's got 8 hit points.
Nice.
He's gonna reposition, kind of like another. I guess he'll stand on top to show that I'm kind of like in and amongst it. He's just gonna move over to a new spot, in and amongst the limbs.
Well, he's taking 31 damage.
And
Doesn't he
that'll be
have
his
4
turn.
left?
Well, the zombie might. Yeah. Fuck that zombie.
Well, you just said I think I
I
killed
was
your
joking.
zombie.
I was joking.
I'm sorry.
No, I was joking. I was saying it's like, wait, if he dies, do I get credit for that kill?
No, you
I was
don't
just-
get
I
credit
was
for that.
I was joking. I was
Now
fucking
fudge
around
outta
with
here.
that. Yeah, but that's what he. So he moved over and he's hiding amongst a different spot of the limbs. He can't do another, stealth.
Yeah.
Obviously, but so that's
Fair
his
enough.
turn.
Okay. Next up is Alnad's turn. He's going to be moving 10, 20, 30 feet to over here. Trying to... Or actually, no, the other side. 10, 20, 30 feet to over
Tito's
here.
our fighting. Tito's our tracking. Oh, he's gonna come over by me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming over by you because he needs a good, clear line of sight on the one that's holding Apollyon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he pulls out his longbow and takes aim, and he's going to do 2 shots.
He's like, he goes up underneath the tentacles. It's softer. Something like he'll say some horse shit. Who knows?
The 28 hits, the 19 does not. 14 points of piercing damage to the roper that's currently holding Apollyon.
He's like, you're part of a secret organization. And you got that jank-ass weapon?
This is a mastercraft weapon. What the hell are you talking about?
Remind me, when this fight is over, I got something nice that you'll enjoy.
He looks at you and he says, "Well, just wait until one of these till we get to something on the ground."
I know you got your fancy swords. I got you. I remember Bad made sure that you could fight up close. I get it.
Well, got another roper. This one is actually going to be moving. Actually, no, it's not. That zombie is there on the ground, and it can see it, and it just saw another creature go dropping. So the logical course of action would be to go after the one that's on the ground, which is the thing there. They're not at all.
That's good. Still super annoying.
24 is definitely going to grab the thing, so it becomes obvious that it's right there as this zombie gets picked up and pulled once again towards it, and it takes a bite. Wow. And does an 11 hit?
Yep.
Nice. 16 points of piercing damage.
All right, so that would bring him. He had 8 points, but with the undead fortitude, it makes a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 5 plus the damage taken.
So that'd be a 21.
Okay, so he has to roll a 21. Con. Nope, he's dead.
Okay, he is dead. You
Yeah,
just
then-
you watch as the zombie gets reeled up once again, almost immediately after dropping to the ground, and this stalactite opens a giant mouth and bites it in half, just swallowing
You're
it.
never gonna earn the captain's patch doing that.
Nope. Alright, since that guy was single, I'm just gonna throw another skeleton back here.
Yeah, go for it.
To represent that this is the other single.
Totally
All the other
fine.
guys doubled up.
Yeah.
That's its turn. That guy's dead. Liam, you're up next.
All right. So I've got line of sight on that one that just picked up the skeleton and killed it.
Yes, you do.
So I'll go ahead and take a couple quick shots. +1 arrows. Boom, boom. Oh, the 14's no good, but the
That-
28 should hit.
Oh, yeah, it does.
All right. Doing minimal possible damage. I just kind of nicked it. What a sad turn. But yeah, I'll move up 20 feet and patient defense.
Okay.
I don't want to get reeled up by these things. They really
Now,
suck.
don't forget that each square is 10 feet for you. Oh, wait a minute. No,
No, not
you
me.
have, you did not, because, yeah, you don't worry about that. Never mind. You're good.
Ignorance is bliss, sir.
Can you put any key points on ranged shots? Like, is there anything special you got with that?
No, I do not.
No, unfortunately.
I can hex is really all I can do.
No, shit, I didn't even think about that. You should have put a hex on. You get so many charges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably
next-
gonna get grabbed up anyway, but whatever.
What's her reach?
Long.
I think it was 30 feet.
I think it's at least 25 or 30.
It's crazy, but yeah, you were predicting it, Liam. You knew exactly what was going to happen. 4 tendrils are coming out at you. These are just normal strikes, though, because you got patient defense.
Right.
But that nat 20 is definitely going to grab you.
Yes, it is.
So you are pulled to
It's like
right
the
there.
size.
So you are pulled to right there, about 35 feet in, at an angle and into the air. At which point it tries to take a bite out of you,
Yeah.
but a 16 ain't gonna do it.
Nope.
So as it's coming up to bite at you, you just twist and jerk back, and like it almost loses its grip for half a second, but it tightens and still grabs you. But you are missed by the teeth.
Doesn't like white meat.
Does not like white meat. Okay, that's it for that one. Last one is yeah, just really gonna move. It can't move very far. Just right there. Okay. Okay. Jareth is second to last in initiative order. What is he doing?
Alright, Jarrett's gonna fly over and dive bomb this one right in the eyeball. distract him for the next person to shoot, and then fly by right back.
For which one?
The one that's grappled Liam.
Got it. Okay, Jareth comes flying at the thing, whipping its wings as it flies by and strikes at that eye to distract for the next person that does an attack on it. Eloise, you're last in initiative. What would you like to do?
Yeah. So we're inside the cave, right?
You are inside the cave right now.
Okay. Would Veil's fireball have lit things up enough in that moment for me to be able to see?
Like, I mean, it's a flash of light for half a second, so it's not like a lot of time. But for a brief moment, it would have.
If my token is where it is, I can't see what's happening. It's outside of my range of vision. That's.
I thought you don't have the goggles of night?
Yeah. But I don't normally have dark vision without them, so they just give me regular old dark vision.
Yeah, so it's just 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this instance, no, you would not be able to see them. Like when the thing flashed for half a second, you probably would have caught a glimpse of what's beyond that, like Liam up there being grappled and that sort of thing. I don't remember. No, actually, no, that happened after the fireball.
I may have seen Apollyon.
Yeah, you probably would have seen Apollyon in that instance, but that's about it.
Okay, so do I have something that's an AoE so I can just put it in like a general vicinity?
Well, you've got movement. See how far you can get.
You also have boots of flying.
Do
That's
you really?
true, I do. Apollyon gave me his boots of flying.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Thank you, DM.
You can fly too.
I was waiting last battle for it, and it never happened. So I'm just like, I better remind her.
I'm gonna give it a go. I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom, and what is it? I have a range of 60 feet, and it is a 10-foot radius sphere. I think I did this last time, and it wasn't very. Never mind. Not that one. It wasn't great last time. I am going.
It was good when you upcast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were able to hit multiple targets, I think.
Yeah. But it's an AoE
And
spell,
heal
so it
people.
depends on their con save.
Oh yeah.
Because I was kind of hoping that the flash of light from the fireball would have allowed me to like be like, oh, there's one, and then I can just like, aim there.
Well,
But
is your fly speed your movement speed? Like with the boots on?
I think so.
So I mean, if you could realistically go over like to where the zombies are and probably get a better view of the battlefield, like above 5 feet above their heads or whatever.
Yeah, winged boots, you have a fly speed equal to your walking speed. You can use the boots to fly for up to 4 hours, all at once or in several shorter flights.
6.
Each one using a minimum of 1 minute for the duration.
It's just weird because on the map, me and Veil are standing outside of the cave right now.
On the map?
Oh, we're on the map. Oh, I'm next to you.
Yeah, you're both in the map.
Yeah.
We're in the cave.
But we're outside of the mouth cave thing.
No, you're not.
We're still in the mouth cave.
Yeah.
Like you're
Okay.
talking about we're like on the grass.
Yeah.
Oh no! In my thing, you're in there with me.
Yeah.
It's showing us as on the grass right at the edge of the map.
Oh,
I think you need to restart
Yeah,
roll
Let
20.
me refresh my page because clearly I have bad information here.
This changes everything.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, this makes a lot more sense because I was like,
I was gonna say,
what
why
is
can't you
happening?
see
Like I
anything?
thought we were inside. No, okay, this makes a lot more sense now.
Eloise never got out. She never crawled out of the hole.
Nope, she's just been in the hole the whole time. Well, man, what's going on up there?
Full turn. Let's go from the beginning, guys.
Oh god, I love tech issues. Okay. Okay, I can see the very edge of the one that is harassing Liam. So then I am going to. Oh shit! I refreshed, and I have to pull my character page out again. Okay, hang on. Character sheet. Yes, load, please. Please, for the love of God, just load.
Poor Eloise.
You got your repeating crossbow?
Well,
Wait.
while we're waiting on Eloise to figure out her...
I got it.
Oh, okay.
We're good. Okay, 30 feet. And so... Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fly closer-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here-ish, or should I be inside the zombies? I think I'm gonna be like inside the circle of zombies, but like a little bit higher. Yeah.
Are you using your winged boots to fly?
Yes.
Okay, how high off the ground are you?
Not super high. Just like my feet would be dangling at head height.
So probably about 5 feet.
Well, if your feet are head height, you'd probably be about 6 feet off the ground.
Well,
Oh,
how
I mean,
tall are
yeah.
the zombies?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah, but we do everything in increments of 5. Make it easy.
Yeah, that's
Yes, come on here.
The zombies are either 5 feet or 10 feet tall. I think they're 5-ish.
I mean, if you want to get technical, those were those one big things. They're technically medium, but they're pretty like on the tall side of medium. So I guess they're probably closer to 6 feet, but it doesn't really matter overall. If you're let's just say you're flying 5 feet off the ground and leave it at that.
Okay, cool. That works for me. And then this thing is now within 30 feet of me. Good. And I am going to go ahead and cast Blight on that roper that is harassing. No, that's a save roll. No, because right now, because Jareth.
Make a decision, girl.
Jareth bothered that one. I'm gonna hit it with a sunbeam.
Wow, big spell.
Pulling out the big guns.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're making me rethink that. Fine.
No, don't rethink it.
Yeah, that's good. Do your
Shut up,
sword
Jeremy.
I like that idea. I love Sunbeam.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna cast sunbeam at it.
Yes.
Okay, cast
Just,
sunbeam at it.
Get it out.
I love it when we get it out.
Okay, why isn't it in my...
Feels so good when we get it out.
Is this another saving throw? God damn it! It's another saving throw.
That's okay.
No!
But it's not save or suck, right? Isn't Sunbeam
No,
like?
I want to hit it with something.
Oh.
The only thing that I can have to throw is... Why does this say flame blade?
Well,
When
you've
did
got
it
ice
usually have
knife that
flaming
made
spear?
an effect.
Whatever, it's fine.
Your ice knife has an attack.
It's totally up to you. You don't have to use the advantage.
Yeah, somebody else could use the advantage if they
Well,
want.
the problem with ice knife is that it can also hurt Liam right now,
True.
and I don't want to hurt Liam.
He's fine.
I'm pretty good at saves, but you'll hit the roof of the mouth as well, just like the fireball did.
Yeah.
So, you know these facts. Make your decision.
I do know these facts.
Sunbeam.
What are you doing, Eloise?
Constitution save. Okay. I am going to enters a spell or on a turn or starts its turn there.
Gotta get you some javelins.
I know, right? Fuck it. I'll leave the extra for someone else. Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with a sunbeam. I'm doing it.
Okay, hitting it with a sunbeam. So tell us about sunbeam and how that works.
So there's still sunlight coming in through like the mouth, like the mouth of the cave. Haha, badumch. And I'm gonna kind of just like it's almost like I'm angling it through with my hands. I'm almost like lifting it. It's almost as if I were like tilting a mirror, but then I'm also kind of like concentrating it. So I'm like shifting my hands into like a circular motion, and it's, you know how like in a magnifying glass it concentrates the sun's beam into a point. And so that's what I'm kind of doing, and I'm aiming it straight at the groper, and it's getting thinner and thinner and smaller and more concentrated.
Now, I will.
Both, right?
Yeah, I will let you know it's a 60-foot line, so if you angle it just right, you could theoretically hit both ropers, but there's a potential of also hitting Apollyon.
Yeah, you'd have to make a
What kind
step
of save is
down.
con saving throw? Oh, I'm not worried.
It's a con saving throw, yeah.
And if you're wanting to do that and use the line I just gave you, that would absolutely hit both those ropers.
If you have any more movement, you can move down one, and then you hit both without hitting Apollyon.
Don't worry, he'll just pretend the sunshine's coming out of his ass. It's alright.
Honestly, it would hit Apollyon either way.
I kind of used all my movement to get there, like, unless we allow me to retcon and I'm able to, like, go down a few.
Even if you went down one, that would still hit Apollyon. So I don't care if you're up, if you're there or down one, either or, it would.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me.
So then, yeah, I'm just gonna cast it.
Okay, so con saving throws from the two ropers and Apollyon. What's the saving throw? 18?
Yeah.
I'll use a lucky point.
Shit.
Yeah, might want to do that.
Yeah, that's a good call.
21.
Much better.
21 definitely going to save. Both of the ropers failed. Roll your damage. 68.
Is that a save or suck? Or would it do half if they
Half
save?
damage. Half damage and isn't blinded.
Yeah. So if, so the ones who failed are also blinded.
Beautiful.
Undead and oozes have disadvantage on this saving throw.
How much damage did I take?
I'm about to roll that. Oh, there's 2 1s in there.
25.
But it still balanced out to about average.
Still not bad.
Yeah, so Pauline, you'd take 12.
Yeah, and then the 2
Okay.
ropers take 25 each.
And this is a concentration, so this beam just keeps going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she can choose to make a new beam each turn, like an attack.
New beam each turn. Okay.
For the duration.
Okay.
Should bright light.
As it shines this bright light and it's blast both of it, and the beam also hits the ceiling as well, and the cavern shakes and rumbles once again under these direct assaults.
The magic users are getting their hands tied here.
The roper that's currently holding Apollyon looks severely fucked up. And that's a good thing, because it's Apollyon's turn.
Go, Polly.
Yeah. I will attack this thing. Recklessly.
12 points of damage. I probably just gave Apollyon a tan.
I'll also rage as my bonus action.
Okay.
Before I attack. To be smart for once. 19.
19 misses.
Wow. Alright, attack again. Wow. That was the exact same
Oh.
rolls.
Again.
That's really disappointing.
Shit we were doing last time, man.
This thing is blinded and unable to see, and you just keep stabbing, but it just wiggles and writhes and undulates in such a way that you're just unable to get purchase on it.
Can I give Apple my reroll?
Nope.
Most of my stuff is AoE, so I'm likely not gonna like.
He has
actually
lucky. Don't
attack
worry
anything.
about Apollyon.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Okay. Do you have anything else? Actually, no. There isn't anything else you can do on your turn. So that's it for Apollyon. Next is the roper that you just tried to hit. It is blinded. I think that just means he has disadvantage. Let me double check.
The one holding me?
Yeah, a blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability checks that require sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack roll has disadvantage. So that's what's going on with that. So it's just it's blind and writhing, and it tries to take a bite out at you, Apollyon, but we'll see whether or not he actually manages.
Doubtful.
Disadvantage.
No.
attack.
Nope, he rolled a 1.
Matt rolled double 23s on me before.
That's true, but the one is he's definitely unable to do so. So that is a miss. Veil, you're up next.
All right. Veil's gonna move up 5, 10, 15. Well, oh, hold on. Half movement, and my movement is 30. So yeah, 15. Just see how far that thing is. All right, I can't hit him with a necrotic. Toll the Dead. I'll hit the one that's holding Liam with Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So that's going to be DC 19 Wisdom save.
Good roll.
Oh, that's 9, so that's a failure. You're going
All
to
right,
take
so that's,
18. Nice.
18 necrotic. I only rolled a 4, a 3, and then the 11 was what pushed it over.
Not bad damage, though, for that one.
And that's
So yeah,
right?
that bell rings out, and the thing just screams in pain as a little bit of blood comes trickling out from its nostril.
All right, and the one that's right here, it's up on the ceiling still.
Yeah, correct. They're all up on the ceiling, so they're like 30 feet above.
So there's no reason to have these zombies go after them because they can't do anything. I'm just gonna have them move over here a little bit, but I did not move with them. Sorry, I'm still over here. And that's it for my turn.
Okay. Blood, you're up next.
I'll go ahead and do another quick. He'll kind of move amongst the squiggly bits here. Do another quick.
You get advantage,
You have advantage
no matter
on this
what.
one.
Yeah, you get advantage on those two.
Oh, he's just gonna. Well, I mean, he would have had advantage on this. So
Yeah, you're a stealther anyway.
He'll shoot the one with Liam first. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna risk it. We're gonna try for sharpshooter on this one too.
I'll remind you, you still have that advantage that we never used. Now,
Yeah, so that's a 22 on the one
Yeah,
that's
but
got
they're
Liam.
blinded, so attacks.
yeah, so it doesn't.
Anyway.
I know. That's why I haven't been counting this because,
Okay.
like the previous time, he hid. But I'm just reminding you.
Nullified the bird.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Well, that's a 22.
But anyway, yeah. 22 is gonna hit.
Because I'm guessing her with her having
technically
sunbeam
he
up.
could shoot, then hide, right, and then shoot again. Have advantage on both attacks.
Well, I mean, I gotta get advantage because they're blinded anyway.
Yeah. Right now he has
Oh,
advantage
yeah,
because they're
I
blinded.
didn't even think about
I
that.
forgot
It's
they
blind.
I forgot they were both blinded. Yeah.
Well, if you're
I
switching
hid, and I was
targets,
like,
you
you know what,
damage
fuck
first.
Oh yeah, that's I clicked on it. So it's 25 plus. That's 49 on that shot for the one on Lee. Is that one still up?
It is still up,
God,
barely hanging on.
fucking tough. We'll
Ripped up like a deuce in the morning.
we'll try.
They had
sharpshooter.
50 hit
No,
points.
We're gonna go out sharpshooter because just in case we wanna put one of these things down. I gotta turn on sneak though. We'll shoot again. Same one. It's the one that's got Liam. 22.
22 does hit.
Make sure I turned everything up. I turned everything up. So that is another 22 total.
That's enough to take this thing out finally. Your second arrow flies true, hits it right in the eye. The thing cries out in pain, relaxing its grip on Liam, and falls down to the ground dead. Liam, you fall as well, doing 30 feet, but you got slow fall, so I doubt any of this damage is actually going to bother you. Nope, it's 7.
It's upright.
Yeah, and that's all you need to do. Dexterity saving throw to see if you remain upright.
Sure.
19.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. You twist and right yourself and land in a nice crouch.
Giddy up.
Okay. That's it for Blood's turn. Next we have Alnad. Yeah, he really can't see either. He's going to have to move up a bit more. Move up to right there.
Can Sunbeam put off like light, or is it only when it goes that it's putting off light?
I imagine like there's a little bit of light in Eloise's hand, but like not a lot.
It says it sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius.
Oh,
I guess it's like once.
so it's a lot more.
Is that constantly,
Is it?
or is
Yeah,
it
that's
when you fire
a good question.
blood?
Let's see here.
Duration.
It is sunlight.
Yeah, for the duration. So she's just radiating 30 feet of
Maybe it's a
light.
Pulse is what she has to do is send another pulse to damage it. That's what the action is.
Well, if she angles it right and she flies up higher, then it wouldn't hit the roof of the mouth.
There, now the lights. You don't need that radius on there, Eloise. I put actual light on you.
Okay.
But anyway, Alnad is going to go ahead and take 2 shots at advantage at the one that's still holding Apollyon.
Ah, I see.
Oh, that's nat 20, so I'm going to go ahead and roll this because I bet you it's going to kill that guy. Yeah, 13 points is more than enough to take out the one holding you, Apollyon. So the arrow goes right into the creature's eye. It releases you and falls to the ground dead. You got wings, though, so
Yeah, I'll just
you're
push
fine.
off of him and kind of flap my wings to stay aloft.
And you absolutely can. So that second shot, is, yeah, now that Eloise has her light, he should easily be able to see the other roper that's over here. So that second shot is going to go at that guy. And the 29 is going to hit. So 13 more points of damage to that roper.
Did Alnad shots kill the other one too? Or who killed the fourth one? I don't remember who.
You killed 2.
And Colleen took down, or Alnad took down this one. I was wondering who took down the one in the middle.
You did.
Oh, I did. Well, then there was a fourth one. 4 have died.
Only 3 have died. You're confused.
Oh,
There's
you know
just
what,
a bunch
maybe
of
I'm
dead
counting.
bodies on the field.
Maybe I'm counting this one. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're counting that one. That one's not one of them.
So I was like, wait, who killed the other one?
That's it for Alnad's turn. The roper that just got hit is pretty pissed off. It gets to move 10 feet to right there.
He's
Gotta,
I'm technically until my turn, so yeah.
yeah.
I was like, he's still doing it.
I'm still ready. But he might go for Apollyon, I don't know.
No. Oh, it's a disobey.
An 18 doesn't hit you, right?
Nope.
Then yeah, 4 tentacles come flying at you, and with your weapon, you just manage to block them and push them aside, and you are not grappled for once.
Whew. All right.
And hey, it's your turn.
All right. Okay, so it's that one that just attacked at me, and the only thing I can do is shoot at it, so I will bonus action hex this guy and take 2 shots. $13 and $20.
Yeah, well, the 20 hits.
All right. And 1 hex. All I can do is 14 damage.
14 points of damage as your arrow flies true and strikes into the side of this creature.
But somebody else will get to take it out, so who's it gonna be?
First damage that's taken, so I think this one. Oh no, he shot it once.
I think he took part of the fireball.
Right.
Yeah, they all took the fireball.
Okay, Jareth is up next.
Caw. 5, 10. Yeah. So 60 feet would bring Jareth right up to the roper, and it wouldn't give him time to distract and head back. So he's not going to do that.
Okay. Fair enough. Eloise, you're up next. You have the sun in your hand right now. What do you want to do with it?
I think if you fly up high enough, you could angle it right so it doesn't hit the roof of the mouth.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
I'm holding it. I'm holding the. It's almost like a mini sun in the palms of my hands, and I'm just holding it, concentrating. It's kind of like spinning really fast, and I'm just going to get up as high as I can without risking impaling myself on stalactites, and
You could probably get 25 feet into the air to do.
So I'm gonna try and angle it so I'm not hitting the roof of this monster's palate, and then I'm going to open the fingers of my hands and aim it right at the roper.
Are you staying in the same position you're at right now? Or are you moving besides up?
Angle down.
What?
Are you saying at your same spot and just going up is what he's
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Are you just going up where you are, or are you moving somewhere else on the map as well?
I'm gonna move here.
Okay. So you move right there, and you line up your energy and send out your bolt of sun.
Oh, I can't. I don't have. Why don't I have the attack thingy?
It's a con save, yes?
Yes.
And that goes 60-foot long line. Okay. So as you're aiming that, you can see that the cavern continues onward towards what you would guess if this was a creature to be a throat. And you can see that dangling little stalactite right up there in the middle of it that could very easily be a uvula. And you kind of aim between so that the beam going 60 feet would dissipate before it in a way that it's just an open space, so they'll dissipate before it hits anything. The roper's got to make its con save. That wasn't supposed to be a disadvantage, but still a 7's going to fail.
Here it is. Okay. Okay, and so if I click it here, now will it do the thing? Huzzah!
Huzzah! So, Eloise, you did 32 points of damage to this creature that had 31 points of damage or left on it. So go ahead and tell me real quick how this looks.
So, you know in Tremors, how the graboid kind of like explodes and liquefies? And like, there's a shower of chunks and pumpkin chunks and guts? Yeah, that's what happens.
Fair enough.
She called them the right name. I love it.
Yeah? Why? What do people call They're graboids.
People call them Tremors.
No,
The movie
Tremors.
That's just the name of the movie. Yeah.
They're stupid.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what happens is This
Graboids are shriekers, there's ass blasters, and then there's sand dragons.
Well, this particular graboid explodes in a shower of viscera that just rains downward onto what we're calling the tongue of this creature. As the light fades from there, you can definitely see that cavern continues onward quite a few feet away before seeming like it almost went at an angle for a second. But in this moment, all of the creatures seem
Like it
to...
just went at an angle?
The cavern.
Like it looked like it moved?
No, it looked like it drops downward at an angle.
Okay. Jesus, you scared me.
But there is rumbling in this area. The whole cave is kind of rumbling a little bit. And after a few seconds, it stops.
How's it going on?
You yell down there, and you hear a voice calling back. I don't know what it is you all are doing, but I can't do this too often.
Okay, we'll try not to get attacked by any more things.
And like you just hear him sigh in pain, because this is definitely taking a lot out of him, what he's doing.
Fair enough.
I don't have anything that restores him.
Thanks.
I can't help.
It's all right. He's got his job and we've got ours, but it seems like going forward, maybe try to avoid from any area effects that might damage the cave or the mouth or the body or whatever we're about to head into.
Noted.
I'm gonna land back down. Don't want to use up my boots all at once.
Yeah, I mean, technically you only used a minute of your 4 hours for this, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
But you land once again, and everyone that is affected by this difficult terrain feels, the ground kind of suction up a little bit and all that, and it's fun.
You guys.
Can we get off of the desiccated tongue? I feel like it's even grosser than the rest.
Are we
It's
wanting
like
to collect
extra
pots of
squidgy.
these things or no?
Oh, should I try? What part should we take, though?
No, there's no point. We're not being paid for this.
They said they would still pay us for things we find if we find interesting things.
I mean, these things are disgusting. I wouldn't call them interesting.
Well, they might want to study them. They probably have them crawl in.
Something you could do with one of them. But you don't need to collect all of them.
I'm trying to cut through a tentacle and it's just so slippery and slimy that my knife just keeps like sliding and not cutting. Guys, I don't think we're getting any. We're gonna get
somehow
any part.
the suckers are sticking to your hand.
Yeah.
Alnad's watching this whole thing, and he's just like, you all, you're not familiar with the concept of time and place, are you?
What's that mean?
Oftentimes, no, sir.
Time
He
and
means
place.
that
It's
we
today
have,
and right now.
Eloise,
and
he's
here.
meaning we have more important things to worry about, is what he's saying.
More important than the things that just tried to kill us. Oh, okay.
Well, we have.
Wait,
to
so
move
are we
forward.
gonna like
And we're
basically
off.
swallow ourselves? Are we going down its throat?
As we march forward.
Yeah, as you're all marching forward, Eloise kind of protesting in the back, are we going down the throat? Because
I think we should let swallow ourselves. This isn't a slip and slide.
Alright, just keeping track. I've used 2 of my 4 charges for my Hexbane bow.
okay.
Can I make this a slip and slide?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna cast Create Water.
Oh,
You're casting create water on what?
On the tongue.
Okay.
I'm gonna run and dive and like cast create water as I'm diving and slide on my belly down this thing's
Oh
throat.
my god.
I had to say something.
The crocodile mile.
Have you? So, who here among this group has ever had road rash before?
Yeah, but Apollyon's covered in
rug
fur.
Apollyon's not covered in fur. He's a
No, not
minotaur.
really. I'm pretty hairless.
Yeah.
My beard, my sweet beard.
So he casts create water and sends this fountain of water all across this tongue, and then just dives and lands on the ground. Give me a con saving throw.
13.
13. That's really bad. You all just hear Apollyon kind of yell out in a weird sort of pain because as you're going down the tongue, the further back along the tongue that you're sliding across gets sharper. Like, have you ever seen a cat's tongue?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that towards the back, and your belly just goes along it like a cheese grater.
Oh, it rubbed his nipples off. That's disgusting.
Oh.
We're gonna say you're gonna take 14 points of slashing damage on this. As you're like the road rash just kind of grinds you to a halt, and you end up at the edge of the throat, which is now I'm gonna show you this on the map.
I'm gonna look over at 2 and be all like, in answer to your question, no. We have no clue of time and place.
I think I'm beginning to see that. And as you're all walking, you just kind of hear him mutter in Elvish, "The Conclave's finest, huh?"
My best friend down there, buddy.
Now, as you make your way to the central cavern that extends beyond this large open area, it does start to narrow the farther back you go along the tongue, and eventually the tongue kind of just melds into the floor like a tongue naturally would, and you can just see the open area of what we're calling the throat beyond. The first thing you notice, which you can see on the map, there's a red line that indicates that from that point on, it descends at a somewhat steep angle, well past where most of your vision can go. You can see along the sides that there are kind of ridges along each edge of the wall, and it's almost cylindrical a little bit from the sides of the tunnel to the ceiling and down to the far side. But as you feel, or as your feet are kind of going along the ground, you're starting to notice there's also just a little bit of humidity in this area. Like you're kind of walking into from an area that had an open space with air to get through, and as you're coming towards this this edge here into this tunnel, the ambient moisture just starts to go up just a little bit, and it also feels just like the temperature is just a little bit warmer than what it was at the edge.
Well, we certainly drew the short straw on this mission, didn't we, boys?
Apparently nobody thinks so.
Oh, no, our entire existence is a short straw here, bud.
I'm just wondering if we're heading towards the stomach or the lungs.
Right.
Well, Veil, make a medicine check while you're at it.
Good question.
Medicine.
It's a medical question.
Don't you know you're giant? Ancient
Nat
creatures?
20!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
For a 19.
That is
Those are
hilarious.
the funniest nat 20s you can get.
Okay. So you've seen a lot of creatures, and you've dissected some in your time, probably a lot in your time, on your path to learning how to animate a corpse. And because of this, you would naturally know that from the mouth comes the esophagus, and from the esophagus it tends to branch off. One path going to, at least in most normal creatures, the lungs and the stomach. So chances are, if this is a normal creature, this path would probably go to those as well.
Oh yeah, that my question was which one, because I knew it was gonna go to one of them.
Like, is the path branching right now? I guess.
What you can't see a path branching, you just can see a tunnel. But naturally, you know that an esophagus goes to two locations.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm wondering if this is the deciding flapter.
No, there's no flap there. It's that's just to show, that line is there to show you that from that point on, the path descends at an angle. Because
like if you misstep, you'll slide down really fast, or is it like just an angle in general?
Oh no, it's a steep ass angle. If you it's going to take more than just a casual walk to traverse this area. It's damn, what is it?
Designed for monks.
It's I'm blanking on mathematical angles right now, but
45.
so just to make it easier, this is going to take a skill challenge to try to get down. Just walking normally, you're not going to be able to just walk and go down this angle. It's more like if you make a misstep, you're going to be sliding down.
Okay. I'm going to tuck. Obviously, the zombies are going to be tucked in a portable hole, and I'm going to walk over Apollyon and politely ask him, "May I have a ride, sir?"
Oh yeah, come on, hop on, Vale.
And I hop on Apollyon's back.
Everybody follow me. Let's go.
Gingerly.
Well, and that is true. Now, the tunnel itself is about 20 by 15 at the narrowest parts, 20 feet tall and 15 feet wide. There are areas that it's a little bit wider than that, but not by a lot. But Apollyon, with the Veil riding on your back, you could just easily fly your way down. So the two of you don't have much of a challenge here. Now, as for the other four of you, how do you want to try to make your way down?
Take a couple ledges here and see if this is something that there's no chance Eloise to be able to do, and then I'm gonna realize, oh yeah, she's got flying boots. This shouldn't be a problem for her either.
Okay, that is fair.
But yeah, I'll try and take the first leg of this here. What kind of check should I make?
So, as you start stepping out onto that, you're going to be making a dexterity saving throw. You're basically trying to angle your slide to get to the point where you can stop yourself.
Okay. Sounds fun. 17.
17, you're fine. You just kind of position yourself there and slide off, going down at that angle until you hit that ridge, at which point I'm going to need you to make, and we're going to say is going to be an athletics check to try to grab on and stop yourself.
Athletics, alright. 12.
12 is not enough. You reach out and grab on, and your fingers begin to slip, and you drop, and you start sliding at a very fast speed. Fortunately, you're kind of at an angle, so I'm going to allow you to make another dexterity saving throw.
13, oh no.
13's not enough. Apollyon and Veil, you're just flying along with Jareth kind of coming ahead of you, and you just watch as Liam on his back goes sliding down the esophagus. And disappears into darkness.
Can I dive to go faster and try to follow him?
You can try to dive and pick up speed to go faster, but you're limited on your movement speed, and he is basically sliding at a breakneck amount of speed. You're starting to notice, Liam.
Or is he sliding, so it's not. It
Yeah,
negates
it's not really a slow fall. This is a slide, and as you're doing so, you're starting to notice the back and your ass and your legs are starting to get damp with this odd sort of slickness that's starting to adhere to your body. We're going to kind of go back to that, but because Eloise, Blood, and Alnad just watched as Liam went sliding away into darkness, and Apollyon and Veil flying down as fast as they can to try to get to him.
Blood just look over to Eloise. He goes, "Do you think he's gonna remember that he's Pod Cat now, and he can just and turn into something? Maybe he will." I guess for Alnad and Blood,
yeah.
They would both have climb speed, so would they get like an advantage on the checks, or?
So, if you're going to use your claws and your climb speed, you're going to have a much easier time of this. You're not going to be able to just slide down the middle and descend it, but you can very meticulously climb your way along the walls.
That's
you're
what
just.
I figured he was gonna do, yeah.
It's just going to take you a lot longer because you're not moving at a super quick pace.
He doesn't want to go the express route that Liam decided to take. Although that looks like a lot of fun.
I mean, I've failed some rolls. It can happen to anyone.
Yeah, they'll take their time. I mean, if push comes to shove, they can kind of start making it double time and.
Oh, your advantage could still fail. All right, don't get too cocky yet, buddy boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're just gonna kind of climb their way down.
Yeah. Alnad is gonna go the opposite side of you. So if you're going on.
Plus, Blood see Liam get out of fucking all kinds of shit. He's not super worried about him. He's seen that motherfucker do some strange things, so he's confident he will not die.
Okay. You and Alnad are doing that. Eloise, are you just gonna very carefully fly down?
Yes, please.
For level 14 characters, just a straight sliding descent isn't a huge challenge, but it's a little bit of one. But here's what's going on. Now, Apollyon, you have what, a 40?
14? When did
Or
that
13, sorry. 13. 13.
And we level up.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I misspoke. 13. Level 13 character, same thing. It's not that huge of a challenge, but it is a little bit of a challenge for some of you. Yeah, you just rolled poorly. Apollyon, what is your movement speed?
40.
40 feet, so you can go 80 feet. So you're speedily flying behind him, but you're not quite able to keep up with him. And
Jareth's got 60 feet.
60 feet, so Jareth can at least keep up with Liam at a full dash as he's sliding down here. The two of them have basically the same movement speed right now based on this situation, but Liam is also picking up speed. So after about 100 or so feet, even Jareth is being left in the dust based on this. So Liam, you continue to just slide downward. You have your goggles of night vision, so you can see a little bit, but you're just sliding. Give me another dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Come on.
This is gonna be good. Oh no.
Nope! I rolled a 2!
Okay. I suppose
Wow.
you can't give him the advantage she gave.
No, you can't. Him sliding along, though, you are picking up speed faster as you're sliding down. Another 100 feet go by. Apollyon, you no longer have sight on him. Neither does Veil. Jareth barely has vision on him, but even that.
Try to spend a key point to try and pop myself up and just slow myself down a little bit.
With what kind of
I want to use Step of the Wind to do like a strengthened jump to try and maybe get myself under control if I can slow down this speed.
You would not have been able to do that because you just failed that dex save, but when the next one came up, that's when you would be able to have this opportunity.
Okay.
You're going to need to make me another dexterity saving throw.
Alright.
If you can get a 15 on this, then you can try to pop yourself up.
Alright.
Because you're not trying to stop, you're just trying to get your feet underneath you and push.
It's not even a hard roll for me. The past couple rolls, so I'm taking a second to let the randomizer change up and give me a different set of dice here. Alright, so now
Pick a different color.
picking a
Yay!
24.
Okay, there you go. You push yourself off and kick off, and you're able to do a jump and kind of right yourself just a little bit. But that's it in that moment. What were you trying to do from there?
In that moment, I was hoping to put a little bit more force into my jumping ability. Just anything to slow down my momentum, really. So I was trying to pump a key point using Step of the Wind to use that extra push force.
Oh, to try to push yourself and jump towards the edge to try to grab the edge.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So go ahead now and give me an athletics check to try to grab onto the side of the walls.
The most disturbing part is that Joe sees this dice roll before I do. He's already saying yay or terrible before I see it.
Oh.
Anyway, here we go.
Oh.
Shit! Nope!
Nope. Yeah, sorry. I gave you the chance. You go flying towards the wall, reaching out, trying to grab it. Your hands are covered in this slick sludge that's just been accumulating across your body as you've been sliding. Your hands loose. You can't even grab. It just slides off the rock. And you go careening like a pinball. Bing, bing, bing.
Key point would give me an advantage, maybe?
No, I gave you a chance to get out of it. The key point gave you the chance to get out of it.
Covered in effluvium. Going
Yeah.
to
So
Alright, new character, who dis?
it continues to go until what happens when a super fast moving object hits a wall?
It stops.
It slow falls.
It definitely does not slow fall, but I am going to give you one more dexterity saving throw to try to negate at least some of this
I
damage.
have no faith in my dice anymore, Matt. This
Put him in
hurts.
dice jail.
So
Yay!
24 again.
Okay.
I think blood would he'd start double timing it down so you can, at least get anesthetics.
Oh, I see. So everybody's supposed to
Now-
have flying boots. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Now he'll be like,
Oh, if only Liam had the flying boots.
but I hate that. Well, I guess this isn't a fall though.
It's not a fall. This is him slamming into
This
a
would have
wall.
been a lot worse if Eloise didn't have the flying boots.
Yes, it would. So you're
bag. The hole.
So you're only taking 18 points of bludgeoning damage as you smash into this wall. The ground seems to have, at least for the moment, leveled out. And you just kind of, you know, Wile E. Coyote, peel yourself off and fall backwards. And you just lay there. Give me a con saving throw.
One hand up. First one down. Con saving throw. 10.
The wind is knocked out of you. You try to speak, but you just cough. And about a minute and a half later, as you're just lying there...
Uh-oh.
What's your passive perception?
15.
It's not bad.
The first thing you spot is a owl coming flying down the passageway, followed a moment later by Apollyon being ridden on by Veil. And that's where we're going to end things this evening.
Just in case, I guess if Blood were to like double time it a couple times, we'll see if he can. God damn it! Try to do it so I can like fail once, so I can justify using her. All right.
No, you're
one of these times.
You're fine. You just you and Alnad take the slow approach of climbing down the esophagus along the walls, while Eloise is moving at a 30-foot or a 60-foot dash, maybe.
We're just chatting about shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just talking shit back and forth.
Forest, and we're just having a nice ginger conversation. It's just sweet.
Yeah, just sweet, loving, kind conversation with Eloise, Alnad, and Blood.
I'm sure Liam and Apollyon and them, I'm sure they're fine. We're good. Let's just take our time.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in. If you're watching us on Twitch, please follow us, and if you want to help support the show, feel free to subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get notifications whenever we have new content drop. If you're watching on podcasts, you can also subscribe to us on there as well. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. That's the best place to keep in track of our scheduling and all the new content that we're doing. So, on behalf of everyone here in the Faab Five and everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say once again, thank you for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Peace.